Welcome to another ChuckleVision Man 2 review. This time I'll be reviewing the long-awaited and recently released ChuckleVision Series 3. Now the DVD, this was released by Simply Media on the 17th of April, aka Easter Monday this year. That was quite a long-awaited release for ChuckleVision fans because we'd had Series 1 and 2, which are behind me in the cupboard here. But then the company stopped releasing Delta Media, Delta Music as they like to be called. For some reason didn't see any future, and then obviously the sales weren't that good because the series were a bit different so people weren't warming to them. And they didn't sell many obviously, so they stopped releasing them and they just said Series 3 will always be on the back burner. But it wasn't until last year that Simply Media re-released Series 1 and 2. Slimline I believe. And then they decided to release Series 3, and here it is. So in terms of the cover, well, I think it's quite nice. I mean, obviously you've got the iconic ChuckleVision logo there, nice colourful one in the right font and everything. Then you've got a picture of Paul and Barry. Now I saw someone's review critiquing this, that this didn't feature any photos from Series 3, but who knows, it might not have had very many. I mean, I suppose you don't want to have so many publicity photos until the Chuckle Brothers got really popular, which wasn't for a few years until ChuckleVision really took off, I don't think. I'd say that's from around Series 6 or 7, because that's sort of things Paul wore, clothes, and Barry as well. Yeah, so I think the front cover's quite nice. You've still got the circles here, as you can see, they're different multicoloured to fit with the ChuckleVision logo, and up here we've got the complete third series. Again, certificates universal as you'd expect, because there's nothing rude or provocative in the ChuckleVision. And on the back, a nice synopsis, but it's quite general, so it's obvious if they're going to release any more, and they're going to use this synopsis. So it mentions the Chuckle Brothers are back, more slapstick antics and comical misadventures in this much-loved children's TV series, which ran for 21 seasons from 1987 to 2009. There's dancing, singing, conjuring and much more as the brothers try their hand at a bit of everything for entertainment. Now that I think they've sort of transferred over from the first two releases, which were more focused on the individual themes each episode. And look out for the Chuckmobile. So yes, it's generalised. The Chuckmobile didn't appear to Series 4 as most fans would know. The eager to please daft spiky haired men with dodgy moustaches. It's a TV phenomenon that's here to stay, and then it goes on to list all the episodes, all 13 episodes of Series 3. So yeah, you've got some more images on the back. Again, they're not from Series 3, but they're from Series 6, and they used them on the Delta releases. Remember that? Them two. That was for Halloween and Christmas, December, I believe. That's with, I can't recall that man's name, but My Lucky Number's 9, where Barry kept winning stuff because of his number, which was a good episode from Series 7, and then again that's probably from Series 6, 7 times, so they're all from the same time period, which is no problem of course, but you know, do hope they have some more different ones to use if they do release future series. I know there's some images out there from Series 4 I've seen, like on video releases and on postcards and that, so perhaps they could procure them from the BBC and use them instead. Now, running time's 195 minutes, and what did surprise me is they've managed to fit it all on one disc. Now, until I actually got this delivered, I thought that was a typo on Amazon and that, because, well, in my mind you won't be able to fit 13 single episodes of a TV series onto one disc, but I suppose because this series was shortened to 15 minutes, perhaps they just got away with it. When it comes to Series 4, they go back to 20 minutes, and then they extended the series by 2 episodes up to 15, so they'll probably have to transfer it to 2 discs, because I thought that would have been a bit more value if you, well, I mean it'd still be the size, but if they fit in the box of it, it'd feel more like a collection, if you know what I mean. But there's your spine. So yeah, happy with that. It's a nice little modest release for a well-awaited series. Anything else there? So coloured boxes to fit with the theme, but otherwise I think that's a very satisfactory release. One of the most beloved and long-awaited children's TV series of all time. Now let's take a look at the DVD menu of ChuckleVision Series 3. Now, as you can see, this is the DVD menu for the main menu for ChuckleVision Series 3. It's static, there's nothing moving or no music playing like previous releases, but we've just got the standard image of Paul and Barry on the front cover. ChuckleVision Series 3, and the options to play all episode selection and turn subtitles on and off. So people didn't realise it had subtitles. There you go, it has subtitles, English subtitles. Now, ChuckleVision Series 3, well, Series 3 is written in the same font as ChuckleVision, however, well, it's just my pedantic attitude to using that font in the past. It's not the most ideal for display purposes, I don't think, but they've done the right thing there and used the right font, so that's the important thing. Now if we go to episode selection, we have a different image of Paul and Barry, the one in them in their woolly jumpers from the Mystery Tour episode of Series 6. Then we just have the standard episode selection options. So we can select all these episodes, and then we've got page 2. We can select the rest. Again, another different image of Paul and Barry there. So we go back again. I made a couple of mistakes, whether they're deliberate or not. Parks and Recreation is missing an S, and Window Windups is named Window Cleaners. Whether that was a mistake or they've decided to name that to save space, putting Windups, but because on the DVD it is named Windups, as you can see. Anyway, that is the DVD menu of ChuckleVision Series 3. There's not much else to comment except... Right, there's nothing else to comment on, so that is the menu. Next I'll go on to talk about each episode and how I would review it. Now each episode, I'll start with Series 3 Episode 1, Stand and Deliver. I mean, I've seen a lot of these before because they were posted on YouTube several years ago by someone who'd recorded them off when they were repeated on the CBBC on Choice back in the early 2000s, which, if no one knows, BBC Choice was one of the first digital channels the BBC set up, and it was superseded then by BBC 3, which of course again is online itself now, isn't it? But when it was actually made into a channel, it replaced BBC Choice. So yeah, they repeated several episodes, and Stand and Deliver was one of them, but I think it's quite a good setup, to be fair, for changing the format of the show. So they're going from a TV studio all the way to going out on their own and getting independent jobs and that sort of each episode, which of course made the show's longevity, and it lasted for another 20 years, as everyone knows. But basically I think they've got a pre-title scene which sets that up, waiting at the bus stop where he goes through. Paul explains to Barry that they're moving into a new field in the world of big business, so again it separates, there's a continuity there, so the brothers can, so viewers can distinguish that they've changed careers, so to speak. But I think it's not a bad episode. I mean, you got some good gags in there, like the constant pull, Barry dropping litter and having to pick it up, and ended up knocking the passing baker's pies in his own face, which is quite funny, and as usual, Paul being harsh to Barry and sending him off to apparently post in one establishment when in fact it's a huge block of flats, while he goes and does one end of a street, which is much easier, and he just consumes all their donuts and whatever in the process, as usual, leaving them for Barry. So it's the usual unfair setup there. It was quite funny. So that episode, definitely about 7.5 out of 10 if I was going to give it one. Second episode, Parks and Recreations. Again, another play on the words there. They based in this episode, the brothers become park wardens, so they're doing all the odd jobs in the park that no one else will do. Right. So they were cutting the lawn and picking up litter and stuff, and of course everything goes wrong as you'd expect. Paul leaves Barry to do everything, and you know, you've got the runaway lawnmower and different things like that. I won't spoil it, no one's seen it yet, but that's basically the gist of it. So that I'd give that one another about an 8 out of 10, because they start to get better as they go along sometimes. And then we come to episode 3, which is Stop That World.
Yeah, go in and get it.
I don't know, there's something, this episode's a little more tedious, I think, to say it politely. Basically, obviously the show is childish because it's for children, but it's a bit too childish because they were chasing this globe, had fallen, escaped from their Uncle Henry's mansion, who they're meant to be looking after. So they were chasing after it the whole time. Of course, you know, it's a bit exaggerated sometimes because they're running really slowly after this ball, and you could tell they would be able to run faster, but you know, with camera work and that, you can't really run very fast. But yeah, it's alright, it has its moments, but it's like, I think there's that iconic moment when they're in the cricket club, sorry spoilers again, and then Paul gets pie thrown in his face because Barry's accidentally instigated a food fight between the senior citizens of that club, so that's quite a funny moment. So yeah, that's my opinion of that. But then we come to episode 4, which, as everyone knows, Home Helpless. It's the rarest episode of ChuckleVision there's been for years, really. I mean, bear in mind, yeah, there was quite a lot of the episodes were rare for years, but this was the rarest, I think, because Series 11 was rare for a while. Of course, Series 1 and 2 were till they released on DVD, but this one, out of all the ones that have been uploaded on YouTube over the years, even including ones from the original broadcast uploaded by some user several years ago, this one was never uploaded because it was never repeated at CBBC on Choice or anything, so it's basically a gem that everyone wanted to see. And well, now I've seen it, I do well, it wasn't the best episode, but I still enjoyed it. Basically, it's, of course, again, spoilers, but they were just plot. They were still staying in Uncle Henry's mansion, looking after it for a while, looking after it for him while it was on holiday, and of course, Paul keeps scaring Barry with ghost stories, and that's what he sends him out to get dinner for him and all that. And well, in the end, they just both get spooked because they can hear noises in the house and everything, as you'd expect, a sort of comedy pastiche sort of thing. And so Barry goes to investigate, get stuff like that, and ends up scaring Paul half to death, which is quite a funny ending, but I won't spoil it. Yeah, so I'll still give it a 7 because it's still quite funny. I mean, you have the odd gag in it and that, but you know, it wasn't the best episode of all time, as you'd expect, because, well, they're still getting used to this format. You know, as you know, each series, as it goes on, it gets much better with more plot driven and more actors in it and stuff. So these are just back to basics, which I like, the bare bones basically. So they're just using very small plots. You have actors, you know, the odd actor in each one, but that's it. You know, it's quite simplified, so I quite like that. But yeah, that episode I'll give a 7. So if you haven't seen it yet, go out and watch it. And go out and buy the DVD. Don't watch them on YouTube if they go up, because we need to sell as many of these as possible. So please go out and buy it, because if you want more ChuckleVision releases, because Simply Me do releases are reviewing the sales at the moment, go out and buy it, because if you want more, it's the only way to do it. Now, episode 5, Ship Shapeless. I think this one's getting better because they're on a ship, and it's getting Barry's doing a lot of the chores, you know, Paul's pretending to be captain and that, but there are some good jokes like sprayed by water, or
Scrubbing the decks. Take those brushes off.
I think of many now that Paul thought that the ship was sinking and that. Man overboard, all that sort of that. Not man overboard, but he was sinking. But yeah, some good gags in it. This one, like Barry pulling a milk bottle out of the Thames and that, you know. Not the Thames, the river. But yeah, I enjoyed this one, so I'll give this one an 8. Followed by Window Wind-Ups, which again, I like this one because it's starting to get more like classic ChuckleVision really, because you've got, I guess, the window cleaners and, you know, they're up ladders cleaning windows, and the woman who lives there comes and Paul comes down and, you know, throw cloths up, knock buckets down on top. Of course, it's all on top of Paul. Barry never gets wet, so he does that classic, throws the bucket, Barry ducks, and it completely drenches the woman, which is another classic. This is starting to get into classic ChuckleVision territory, so sort of thing you'd kind of emulate yourself, you know. So I'd give that one definitely an 8 as well, because it's much more like classic ChuckleVision that. Then we move on to Trouble in Store, episode 7. Yeah, I like this one as well, because I don't know, you know, it's still full of gags and that. You've got the banana skin. It's very ingenious. Instead of, you know, slipping on it, you go through the whole episode about slipping on it before it ends on that sort of gag. You got Barry with the floor cleaner. He only meant, with his really concentrated stuff, only meant to put a little bit in. Of course, it's never enough, is it? You have to put it all in, so absolutely soap and suds everywhere. And using one of the stuff you move stock with as a scooter, which was another funny moment. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a 7.5. I'll give 1 or 7 because it's still very good. There are very few that I don't like in this series. Then we episode 8, Poster Pranks. You know, still a few classic sketches that they've incorporated over the years, and that you've got the telephone one where someone rings up, you know, you don't say, and all that, and different things like that. And then Paul and Barry are pasting posters because they're doing billboards, you know. So as Barry, you know, sees a plane and he's over like that. So yeah, quite funny. So yeah, not bad, except a strange one where a woman's got a cat stuck in a tree. He brings a ladder, lets her get up and get the cat, and leaves them there. So that was strange, that one was, but it's still not a bad episode. One of the few not written by John Sayles as well, so I think for the quality of it, it's definitely another 7 out of 10. Now On the Move, yeah, it's quite good. Of course, they're moving furniture, moving houses. I just think they could have done more in this one, I think. I know they've only got 15 minutes, or sometimes 13 or 14 that they fit it into, but I think they could have put more gags in, you know. Just a few more, because I mean, you have falling over and breaking tables and that, but they moved a couple of pieces of furniture into one house, destroyed a wardrobe, and then that was it, you know. You didn't see much else. I think you expect, because it's not character driven, it hasn't got any more actors in it, you'd expect them to come out and start having a go at the Chuckle Brothers all being shocked by their complete clumsiness or something. Incompetence, I think that would have been funnier in a way, but obviously they didn't do that then, so that's still probably a 6.5, but it's a good episode, but I just think there could have been more to it, you know, but you still have the classic sort of 6 and 9 wrong way round houses sort of thing, and the main gag, you know, Barry opens a drawer and then Paul opens the same drawer afterwards and all the cutlery falls out of it, so yeah, obviously you know how that's done, but see, because they're so stupid they can't work it out. But yeah. Anyway, episode 10, Car Carnage. Getting better, this one, definitely. Proper classic ChuckleVision sketches in this one, you know, cleaning cars, but of course they can't control the hose because the water pressure is so high, and splashing everything and knocking bumpers off, and for some reason Paul opens a door, polishing it, and the door comes off, so it does make you question how and why this car is this woman's pride and joy, because it's falling to bits. But it's just the world of ChuckleVision, I suppose. So yeah, they're doing that, so it's quite good. So this is definitely an 8 out of 10, this one, I'd say, because there's some really good sketches. There's a banana one where Barry pulls banana, but he tries to chew it as quickly as he can before he comes back, and then every time he looks away he's chewing it, and then he eventually swallows it and said he hadn't seen it. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode very much. Episode 11, Hotel Hostilities. Of course, the first appearance of the infamous Mr. No Slacking, or formidable Mr. No Slacking, to put it another way. Played by, of course, their older brother Jimmy. Brian Patton, get out of it, wasn't for a few series yet, but Jimmy came into series 3 playing Mr. No Slacking, so there's a lot of no slackings in this one, as you'd expect. They arrive at the hotel to be odd job men and do everything wrong, of course. Obviously it's quite simplified, this one, because there's not as many gags with Jimmy involved. Like, he holds it strong this time. He hasn't met the Chuckle Brothers enough to get all mopey and whingy or get into a state of nervous wreck like he used to in some of the later episodes. They accidentally break one of the legs off the bed, so he falls on the bed, and they leave a towel on the floor in the swimming room area, and he trips and falls in it. So there's still a good few gags in there. And the muscle man with Barry is quite a funny sketch as well. So yes, there's some very, very good moments in the episode. It's another 8 out of 10. They have their moment at the end, sort of reminiscent of a stage show, where they're like, Barry's doing this horrible high-pitched voice and they're bashing each other like that. So yeah, 8 out of 10, definitely. Then we come to episode 12, Cabbies and Ships. Now this is another strong one because, well, it's just really infamous, They're in a car garage and he's fixing taxis, and that, well, Paul's in charge, falling off his chair, gag-wise. And it's the classic lunch incident where they're swapping plates and pouring salt on each other's, as they distract themselves by looking at a picture over there. So it's always a sort of Laurel and Hardy reminiscent gag, I'd say. I'm not sure Laurel and Hardy ever did anything like that, but it seems like something they do, if you know Laurel and Hardy like I do, sort of. But yeah, it's another 8 out of 10 or 8.5 because it's very strong the way especially it's definitely stood out by that scene. Great scene, that is.
Come on, team over.
If you haven't seen that one yet, I really recommend it because you'll get a good laugh out of that episode. Finally, episode 13, Cycle Crazy. Another really strong one. This is definitely one of my favourites because it's just really gag driven, Paul and Barry in the cycle race, and I mean, there are some cringy moments where they go over the top, but it's still very funny the way they just Paul,
dear. I forgot the crew.
Paul's trying to get ahead of Barry, but he never seems to. Barry's always ahead of him somehow because he's always going the wrong way, or he's just. Barry's got his Mary Poppins bag or TARDIS sort of bag, it's big on the inside apparently, because he always does. He's got, at one point he drags a bowl of soup or a whole baguette roll out to get for his lunch, or cups of tea and a kettle, of course. They have a kettle and they find a plug socket in the woods, which is very convenient, so it's just really farcical. Yeah. So definitely 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I like this one very much. It's just so funny. Different things they come up with. Barry, of course, in the end succeeds. Paul tries his best, but he never does. He never wins, which is the moral of the story, of course. the modest always wins sort of thing. So that was ChuckleVision Series 3. Quality wise, obviously it's been in the archive for over 26 years, so there's definitely, yeah, you know, it's on videotape, 1-inch videotape. It's going to be quality. Home Helpless does have its moments of like tape noise and that, but it doesn't interrupt it or anything. But it's obvious it's aged, you know, it's been in the archive for years, it hasn't been out. I suppose it's a consequence of not replaying it or something like that. But yeah, the quality's throughout, but I think the title's really good quality. If you play it on a good player, they're really, despite their age, they look really innovative. At the time Ian Bailey created them, he's really put some effort into them, and you know, they're really iconic. So yeah, the quality's good, and that's all I've got to say on ChuckleVision Series 3. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please do rate, like, subscribe and comment, and if future releases or any sort of DVDs, I'll try and review them in the future like this. So thanks for watching. If you haven't bought Series 3, I'll put the link below. Until next time, thanks for watching. To meet you. Bye.